My name is Dwayne Johnson. I live in New Orleans, Louisiana. When I first came back, first thing I noticed was the front door was battered in. And, it's a really historical door. And from my understanding, that was a direct result of the rescue efforts to see if anybody was inside that needed to be rescued. However, I think it could have just broke the door out, the glass instead of the door, So I suffered extreme structural damage to the door as a result. But I was quite devastated, beyond that, because the whole city was gone. It was dead, And my house was one of the stronger and more better constructed houses in the area. But despite all that, when you entered into it, it was muck and mire, and it had such a smell that was unbelievable. It kind of put me in a surreal mood, sort of like a tale of two cities, the one I knew and the one that I'm experiencing at the present. So, the Lowernine volunteers did an extensive amount of work for me. The thing I like most about the fact that, I had volunteered to help them on quite a few projects, and I served in small, minute capacities, and they noticed that nothing had happened here on my house for lots of reasons. I found out that I didn't have adequate insurance, and it just was really difficult. We come from a big family, so we had an extended family, and I was pretty much focusing my my time on a lot of the elderly people in the family. So when they noticed that I had not, made much progress on my house, that's when they came in and they explained the program to me on how they help homeowners. I wasn't aware of, how they accepted the homeowners. But then I became aware, so I got my materials together, and they first initially decided to help me on the plumbing and the electrical. And it just grew from there as I really needed services. I became more and more incapacitated with my ability to work on my own. When they came out, to actually help me, it was a really good thing. I had to train myself to be able to accept this help, because I was always in the capacity of helping others and not receiving it. So, it just kind of grew. People like Rick and Matt and Jonah, these people became, sort of like my family, and expressing their concerns for me, and the fact that they just reached out to me, it just overwhelmed me to some extent. It'll drive me to tears right now if I continue to talk about it. And I would like to say the most phenomenal thing is we used a lot of recycled materials. Everything I used in my house, that could be recycled was recycled. And, right here, this chair that I'm sitting in, they decided to make this for me out of some of my recycled material on their own time, I might add. And so that's the extent that my gratitude goes to show you how, the extent of their willingness and their desire to see me back in my home. They did that. It's kind of touching.